soft close. Some sales trainers might call it the trial close, right? So we're in the application. We got the 3 plans. We're gonna go over, right? The face amounts, the premium, and that's a really important place to have some confidence and the correct verbiage. So Jen's gonna take it from there.
All right, so I've gone through all the process. I've actually given them some amounts. I typically like to write like 4, but usually 3 would be the max. And what I like to do is, before doing all that, I like to ask them, what do they want this plan to do for them? Do they want it to just pay for the funeral service or the cremation? Do they want it to pay for the funeral service, cremation, and leave some money behind? Or do they just want to leave some money behind? Their stuff's all taken. What would you like your plan to do for you? So after they've told me, I have a better idea of what they're actually looking for. Okay, so Mr. Jones, you're actually looking for money to pay for the whole funeral. Does your funeral consist of like an open casket, a service? Are you just doing a closed casket, straight to the graveside service? What does that look like to you? So I'm getting that information. I'm like, okay, so great. So you want to make sure you have enough to take care of all your funeral arrangements. So I know exactly what that means. That means that a funeral is going to range anywhere between $6,500 to $7,500, easily taking care of everything. Casket, headstone, vault, service, embalming, sometimes a repass, and a plot. So when I give them, I have an idea, so I'm going to get those 3 plans, and I always write them down. Yeah. So what I do is, after I give them the 3 plans, out of these 3 plans, which one do you feel most comfortable with?
Explain the plans. Go over the plans.
Okay. Yeah. So here I have 10. So I'll start with a 10,000 natural, 20 accidental, and it's locked in at 4580. Okay. I have a 8,500 natural, 16,000 accidental, again 30 something, and then I have a 7,500 natural, 15 accidental, and that one's going to be 2830. Now this one's going to leave a little bit of money behind because it has, it's a bigger amount. The 8,500 could quite possibly leave a little bit extra change behind, but not a whole lot. And the 7,500 will be taking care of everything. It's going to pay for all of your expenses. And now of these 3 plans, which one do you feel most comfortable with? And I'll just shut up. Don't say nothing. Because the first person that speaks is the one that wins. Loses. I'm sorry. Well, they're going to win because they're going to get a policy.
So that's like the soft close, right? The trial close, but the real close, we all know, is asking for the check or the bank information, right? So Jen, #1 agent in the country, her very first year in the business, is going to teach you exactly how to get the check.
Yeah, so Mr. David, you picked your plan. So Mr. David, I'm going to need you to go ahead and grab your checkbook, please. And I'm going to need you to write it for $35.82. And you're going to write it to Senior Life, okay? And you don't make it out to me because I don't want to go to jail, Mr. David. Okay, so write your check to Senior Life, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, now we're going to give her some resistance.
Okay, so Mr. David, I'm going to need you to go ahead and grab your checkbook, and you're going to write out to Senior Life for $35.82. I
don't know where my checkbook is.
Okay, no worries. Do you need some help looking for it?
You're gonna help me find it?
Absolutely.
No, how about this? I'll find it.
Okay.
And I'll call you when I find it.
Absolutely, Mr. Davis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit right here, put some information in. If you don't mind, would you go look for it now? That way I don't lose any of this information that I currently have for you right now.
Well, it might take me a long, long, long time to find it.
Totally understand. That's okay. Because guess what, Mr. David? If I see you struggling, I'm going to get up and help you. Okay? All right. Could you grab your checkbook, Mr. David? I'm going to wait.
All right. No, absolutely. And that is how you get the check.
I mean, I've shuffled around before. Like, I've helped.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want you doing that.
Real fast when you help.
All of a sudden, it's in her purse.
Yeah.
Yeah, they find it real fast when you help. I promise
Didn't you
you
check
that.
your purse 5 times just now? But it's there all the
You
time.
look over for that pile of mail, and you start moving around that pile of mail, and all of a sudden the checkbook falls from the sky in their hand.
How about
It's like, ding!
How about you want to give me the objection that they don't have the checkbook?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, Mr. David, I'm going to need you to go ahead and grab your checkbook for me, and I'm going to have you write it out for $25.82 for the Senior Life, okay?
Yeah, I don't have any checks.
Okay,
It's
no worries.
2022. We don't use checks.
Totally, I don't have them either. They take too long to go through the bank, and guess what? Things get backed up.
Right.
So you have your bank statement, account, routing number?
I mean, I don't think I do.
That's okay. So I have your routing number. My system just
How
gave
do you
it to
have
me.
my routing number?
Because you just told me your bank.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I asked who you bank is. Sorry, missed that part. But who do you bank with?
Chase.
Chase, no worries. So the number is 065-400-137. Does that sound familiar?
It does.
Awesome. I'll bank with Chase too. So no
Okay.
worries, Mr. David. So could you go ahead and give me that account number, please?
I have no idea where it is.
That's okay. You have a bank statement?
I get the wireless one or whatever.
So it's on your phone.
I might have. I didn't think about that.
Okay, you bank on your phone? I do too.
Yeah,
Love it.
I do have my Chase
All right.
app.
You want to go ahead and check it and give me that account number. If you have trouble finding it, I'll show you where to look for it.
Got it. Thank you. Very helpful.
Because a lot of people don't have checks these days, you know,
Yeah. So that's how you get the check, right? So
Okay.
or the routing number.
Yeah, the routing number, I mean, when people also throw out, well, how do you got my routing number? Well, it's public information. So if you are, and you always want to ask them what state are you in, obviously, if you're not in, you know, in the field. And always asking them, you know, well, what state are you in? What state did you get what state did you open your bank account? That makes a difference of how you can find it online. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, David.
She gets account numbers all day long on the phone. Who wants to know how?
Me.
Right. So here's Bianca Menard. She's going to go over how to get the account number on the phone.
Okay. So David, let me go over how the process is going to work. Once we go ahead and submit your application, they're going to verify your medication, just make sure everything's accurate. So I'll be able to tell you before we end the call, yes, you've been approved. Okay, we'll go ahead and set up an initial payment. Once you make your first payment, they're going to send you out your policy. You have some time to look it over before anything's finalized. Okay?
Okay.
So normally how we set this up is going to be through a bank service plan. So we're going to use either a checking, savings, or credit union, probably how you're paying for your policy now. Which would you be using?
Checking.
Checking. Okay, and who do you bank with?
Chase.
Chase. Perfect. So let's talk about the payment. We can set up the earliest payment for tomorrow. Would you be okay with that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And when would you like every payment to be set up every month after?
The third.
The third. Perfect. So I have your routing number. If you want to go grab your checkbook, I can just verify that for you. Okay. Got your checkbook?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. So I got the routing number as 065-400-137. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And what's your account number?
344443.
Okay. Perfect.
Awesome. So that's somebody that's easy, right? It's not always easy, but it could be. So now we'll give her some resistance, give her some objections. Okay, you ready?
Yep. How we're going to set this up, it's going to be through a bank service plan. So we're going to use either a checking, savings, or credit union. Which would you be using?
Credit union.
Credit union. Perfect. And who do you have your credit union account with?
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to buy anything yet.
I understand. And look, we're not even sure if you qualify. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're just going to go ahead and submit your application. We'll set up an initial payment, right? Once you actually make that first payment, they'll send you out the policy. You have some time to look it over, make any changes before it's final. Okay.
Okay.
So I have your routing number here, 065-400-137. What's your account number?
334433. Awesome.
Maybe we can go over like, I don't feel comfortable giving
Let's do
my
it.
bank information. Okay. So Mr. David, the way we normally set this up is going to be through a bank service plan. So we normally use either a checking, savings, or credit union. Which would you be using?
I don't feel comfortable giving you any of that information over the phone.
I totally understand, Mr. David. I felt the same way before myself. So let me ask you a question. Do you ever write checks?
Yes.
You do? Okay. Like at the grocery store or something like that?
I went to the cleaning lady.
Okay. So are you aware that your bank information is on the bottom of that check,
That is true. I didn't think about that.
right? And you give it to the store clerk who you don't know, just a random person.
That's true.
Okay. So you called into our commercial. We're a federally regulated insurance company.
Okay.
Everything's on a secure server. Your information is perfectly safe.
Okay.
And I'm a licensed agent in the state of Louisiana. Okay.
Okay.
So who do you bank with?
Chase.
Chase. Okay. I have your routing number. It's 065-400-137. What's your account number?
I don't know if I want to give that to you.
Okay. What's making you uncomfortable? What can I do to help you to feel comfortable?
Well, how do I know this isn't a scam?
Okay, well, you did call a national TV commercial.
That
so
is
they don't
another
just
good point.
run scams on national TV.
That's a
Okay,
good
Senior
point.
Life's been around for 50 years. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. I actually texted you all of my credentials. So you have my license, my badge. I actually sent you something that says that Senior Life is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So this is not a scam, Mr. David. I promise.
Okay.
Okay. So again, I have your routing number. It's 065400137. What's your account number?
334433.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So she just walked me through it, right?
Clap. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So David, how the process is going to work is once we go ahead and submit your application, they're going to verify your medication just to make sure everything's accurate. So I'll be able to tell you by the end of the phone call, yes, you've been approved. All right. We'll set up your initial payment. Once they make your payment, they'll send you out your policy. You have 20 days to look it over, make any changes before everything's finalized. Okay, so how we're going to set this up is going to be through our bank service plan. Will you be using a checking, savings, or credit union?
Use my checking.
Checking, okay. And who do you bank with?
Chase.
Chase, all right. Now we're going to set up your first payment for tomorrow. And when would you like your future payments set up? The first or the third?
The third.
The third, perfect. Can you go grab your checkbook for me?
Absolutely. I got it right here. I called the commercial, ready to buy.
Perfect, perfect. So I'm just going to verify your routing number. It should be 065400137. Is that what you have?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, and what's your account number?
334433.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Amazing. She gave the two options.
First or the third.
First or the third.
She said, what day do you want it?
So we're gonna do something else in there real fast, right? So don't do the process.
Okay.
Just do the bank info.
Okay.
And then once you hit the first and third, I'm gonna tell you those days don't work for me. How do you come back from that, okay?
Gotcha. Okay. So David, how we're going to set the initial payment is going to be through our bank service plan. Will you be using a checking, savings, or credit union?
Checking.
Checking, perfect. Who do you bank with?
Chase.
Chase, awesome. So we're going to set up your initial payment for tomorrow. When would you like all your future payments set up for? The first or the third?
Can we do the 15th?
When do you get paid?
On the 15th.
On the 15th?
Yes.
Okay. So you get paid on the 15th every single month?
Every month on the 15th.
Every month?
Yeah,
Okay.
direct deposit.
Yeah, you can set up all your future payments that way, but the initial payment will be set up for tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. Okay. Can you go grab your checkbook?
I got it right here. I called the commercial, ready to go.
Awesome. So your routing number should be 065400137. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. What's your account number?
334433. Perfect. Thank you.
Is that right?
Perfect. Amazing.
Is that what you wanted?
That was exactly how you should be doing it.
So what was the first mistake?
You didn't go, you let them pick a date, you didn't tell them this is the day, this is the date. Or you didn't also ask them for the days they get paid.
Correct.
I always ask that, when we are in the house, what is your pay date, like what days do you get paid?
Yeah, so I always assume they're getting paid on the 3rd.
Yep.
I always want to give 2 options just so they feel like they have options. So would you like this to be the 1st or the 3rd, assuming they got paid on the 3rd? Because a lot of times when they get paid on the 3rd, they're scared to do the 3rd, so they tell you the 5th. And then what happens is the 5th happens and the money's not there, right? So if I say, do you want the 3rd or the 5th? They're always going to say the 5th. If I say the 1st or the 3rd, they're going to say the 3rd. I gave her some resistance and I said, well, I want to do the 15th. She confirmed to make sure I was getting paid on the 15th. If I came back and said, no, I get paid on the 3rd, she would have walked me right back. Well, all my clients that get paid on the 3rd, we actually set up for the 3rd. And don't worry, you get paid midnight the 2nd, we won't take our payment till after. And if it's a holiday, again, it's always going to be after, so that money will always be there waiting for us. Make sense? So the first time she did it, and then the second time after lunch, did anyone notice what the difference was there? Too subtle, right? So
It's pretty smooth.
the first one is she asked if it was okay to take the payment out the next day. We're going to set it up for tomorrow. Is that okay? Right? So she's setting herself up for an objection. You want to assume we're going to set the payment up for tomorrow. If there's an issue with it, they'll let you know right there. I don't have the money, then you pivot and adjust. But you want to assume that they got money in the bank, they called her TV commercial to buy something, they got the checkbook in their hand, and that's what you want to assume. And then when they give you some objections or some issues with it, well, that's when you pivot. I got it set up for you to pay tomorrow. Well, I don't have money in my bank account. All right, no problem. If I give you another day, will you be able to get money in your bank account? We get set up for Thursday instead. Well, no, not another day. Okay, no problem. If I set up for Friday, will you have money in your bank account? Will that give you time to put the money in your account? You want to assume that they got a big cache of money in their underwear drawer, that they just don't trust their bank, and they just needed some time to go to the bank and put the money in. And you want to just keep walking them out one day, right? Instead of being like, oh, you don't have money today, don't worry, I'll give you 15 days to get the money. That's exactly what you don't want to do, right? You want to keep walking them out. There's a guy called Johnny ASAP, right?
Yeah.
Johnny ASAP, he wouldn't even take business if it wasn't going to be drafted for the next 3 days. Like, that wasn't an option in his world, and because of it, it never existed.
Joey Faircloth.
Joey Faircloth, yeah. And he was the best telesales agent we had until Bianca came out here and started beating him up. Until he taught her how to do what he did.
Yeah. Another thing too, like I realized I did it too. Can you go grab your checkbook? And
Right.
then I was like, no, go grab your checkbook.
Go get your checkbook, right? You want to be demanding. You want to tell people what to do. People want to be told what to do. I don't want options in my life. I wish someone would just tell me where to be when. I wish I had to plan these events. I wish I had somebody like, hey, Dave, by the way, you're doing a train event next Thursday in Orlando. I'm like, all right, good, perfect. Am I renting a car or am I flying? Like I wish my life was that easy. Like, I wish someone told me what to do like that, right? So same thing with our clients, man. They're older, dude. They're tired of making decisions. They want to be told what to do, right? So awesome. Good job, Bianca. All right, emergency contact sheet. Bianca's going to explain the emergency contact sheet to you.
There's something in mine. Okay. Yeah.
That's the referral sheet. That's for someone else.
Oh, I thought you printed one.
No, we don't got the emergency contact sheet.
Okay, that's okay.
No one can see it anyway.
I don't need a paper. Are you my
You want
client?
it? I can be.
Okay. It makes it easier. Okay. So, Ms. Jones, do you understand everything that we've done here today for you and your family?
I'm actually Mr. Jones. That does happen to me a lot.
You're not Susie.
It's because I have a high-pitched voice.
Okay.
But yes,
I'll just say Mr. David.
I do enjoy everything that you have.
Mr. David, do you understand everything that we did here today?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So what we're going to do here right now is we're going to set up your emergency contact list. Okay, so I just need 4 names of some friends or family besides your beneficiaries to where if something happens to you and we can't get in contact with them, we have somebody to call to make sure that your family gets a check.
You're not going to solicitate them, are you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
This is just going to be to where, again, if we can't get in touch with your beneficiary, we have somebody to contact to make sure your family gets a check.
Oh, like an emergency contact.
Emergency contact.
Okay.
Yes.
So I got Betty Sue.
Betty Sue. Okay. What's her number?
23. You're not going to call her.
No. I mean, at the time you pass, if we can't get in touch with the beneficiary, we're going to need her number. But
Okay.
I won't call her now. No.
Okay, 239-919-4436.
Okay.
Susan Betty.
Susan Betty. Okay.
2244556.
Okay.
McGregor Street. 33457.
Okay.
And Lewis Johnny. 225-9946.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So, again, if something were to happen to you and we can't get in touch with the beneficiary, these are people that we can contact to make sure that they get a check. So what I'm going to do is just give them a call, introduce myself, make sure they have my business card and my information to where, again, if something happens to you, they know who to contact so we can make sure that your family gets to use Legacy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So no solicitation, just to make sure that, they
Okay.
understand all the features.
Yeah,
of
because
the
they probably got
benefits.
insurance.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I understand.
Okay,
Okay,
awesome.
perfect.
All right, cool. So she's got the sheet filled out, right, with emergency contacts. A big problem that happens, right, it happened to me personally, is people pass away, or clients pass away, and they pass away with all that legacy information with them, right? And our job's to help people. So, like, we have to make sure everyone around them understands what legacy is. So it's like, oh, wait a second, I just lost my aunt, but she's got that special plan. Let's call those people so we can actually get the discounts, right? Because I've definitely dealt stuff on the other side, too, which is no fun when it's like, hey, legacy didn't help me. Well, he's buried, he's in the ground. Like, we're a little late getting to that. So that's important.
Yeah.
So now she's got the referral sheet, the emergency contact sheet, and she's going to call those people up. What is she going to say?
Okay. What was one of the names?
Betty Sue.
Betty Sue. Okay. All right. So Betty Sue, my name is Bianca. I'm with Senior Life. I just helped out your uncle, Mr. David, with some final expense coverage and some great benefits to help reduce the cost of his funeral. So just want to go over some information. That way you understand what we are offering him, to where if something happens to him, you know who to contact. Okay?
You're not trying to sell me anything, are you?
No, I just want to
I
explain.
got insurance.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
Most people have insurance today, right?
Good point. Yeah.
Do you have anything that's called legacy assurance?
No, I don't.
Okay. Can your insurance plan help you save 60 to 80% on the cost of your funeral?
No.
Okay. So that's what we're going to do for your uncle, because he has insurance as well.
Okay.
But this is going to protect what he already has in place.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll discount his merchandise. When he passes, you would call me. We contact Legacy. They negotiate the price with the funeral home to make sure that y'all are going to get the best cost on his services.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll actually overnight everything to the funeral home within 24 hours.
Okay.
All right, so I'll help him set everything up. That way all that's taken care of for y'all's family.
Well, that sounds really. How did he get this? Is it because he's a veteran?
No, not anything like that. He actually saw our TV commercial, called in, and we were able to help him out with some benefits.
How do I set something up where I could see about this plan?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it takes about 5 minutes. I'll just ask you a couple of questions, and we can see what you qualify for. And again, you have insurance, but this is going to protect what you already have in place.
Awesome. I love it.
Awesome. Okay. And what's your date of birth?
July.
July. Awesome.
Awesome. Right? So real simple. The call wasn't trying to pitch anyone. It was, one, create some curiosity, but what's most important is helping our client. Right? Making sure that the people around our client are able to use Legacy. So yeah, we're going to talk about referrals.
Can I just mention one thing?
Always.
Okay. So even aside from the emergency contact, contacting the beneficiaries just to like let them know who you are, you know, what you've done for their parent, what have you. That's another way just to create, you know, referrals. A lot of people tell me that their kids don't have insurance. So instead of approaching it like, you know, I'm going to call them and try to sell them a policy, hey, look, I'm going to introduce myself, let them know about Legacy. That way, if something happens to you, they know who to call. And it's also going to help you retain your business, and nothing's going to happen where they go tell their kid about everything and they don't explain anything, and the kid's like, oh, cancel that policy. You've kind of gotten ahead of that and already explained who we are and what we do.
Yeah, because they're calling the kid, right? It's like, hey, honey, I just got a $10,000 policy with your name on it. Right? They're letting the kid know, like, what? And the
$10,000, that's not going to be enough.
And the kid's gonna think, like, hold on a second. I see these commercials. I know how to use Google. I could definitely get a better price than my mom can get. Like, you cancel that so I could get you a better price, right? That's gonna be the thought process there.
How soon should you call them? The next day?
Before they die.
No, to the beneficiary.
As soon as you can. Yeah, as soon as you can. You know, the next day you have a big rainy day in California would be a great day to call. So Jen's gonna talk to us and teach us how to get referrals. So we have an emergency contact sheet. We don't have it with us, but we have one. Everyone should have access to it. If you don't have access, talk to your manager. Your manager will teach you how to get to it. We have it in the TPG University, and we're gonna make it easier to get access. And then here's our referral sheet. And again, this is something that we use, a tool in the field. I mean, you could use it on the phone too, right? I'll be taking referrals on the phone. Just because you're on the phone doesn't mean you can't get referrals. It's also a good place to get referrals and write them down and get to them. I know there's some agents that they'll fill this whole sheet up. Actually, they have a sheet longer than this. Yeah, I saw like 30, 40 referrals on a page before that agents got from one house. They would say, we're in a competition. The last house that did 35. Can you beat them? Right? And they'd pull their phone out, and every time I saw the guy, I'd be like, hey, so how many referrals you sell? He's like, man, I got like 40 of them off that sheet so far. And they make a lot of money doing it, help a lot of people. Yep. So Jen's gonna tell us about referrals.
Okay, so after I've gone through the sale and everything, I've already given you everything, closed everything down. So Mr. David, what I do is a referral program. So just by you providing me with some people that we can help, I actually will allow you to get $100 credit. So what that means is that you can get $100 off either your casket, headstone, or vault with the legacy benefits, okay? How's that sound?
Sounds good. I like money off.
Yeah, so I also like to bless you, for helping me out and helping your loved ones out. So what I do is I like to give you a $25 Visa gift card, one per household, Doesn't matter how many people you give me. So if you can just go ahead and provide me with 4 people to talk to, okay? And you can just put their first name, last name, their relationship, and then I'll give them a call and share this information with them. Who do you know we can bless?
I don't really know anyone.
Really, Mr. David? How about your phone? Let's open up your phone. Who's your top 5 people in there?
It's my phone. Let's see here. Jen,
Great.
Bianca,
Let's put her down. All right.
Valerie.
All right, let's put her down. All right, let's put her down. Perfect. So I won't call him. I'll give you a little bit of time to call him, unless you feel led to call him right now. Who can we call right now and share this information with?
We call Valerie. Valerie loves phone calls,
Oh, good.
especially late at night.
Yeah, you think she'd benefit from all the services?
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Wonderful, Mr. David.
Awesome. All right, cool. So she got the numbers. She's got people to call now, right? So the most important thing, what do you do with the referrals when you have them?
Call them right away. Call them up in the house or have the client call them up for you. Also, make time to, if you can, to go see them now. Like, great, well, look, I'm in the area. Can I come see you right now?
Let's do a phone call.
All right.
I'll miss the referral.
Are you going to let my client call them or I'm calling you?
You're calling your referral.
So, all right, so we're going to call up Mr. Referral. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. David. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm well.
I got Medicare.
Oh, wonderful. Sounds like you're well taken care of. Well, I'm calling because your sister Bianca had provided me with your information. I was able to get her some really amazing coverage and some benefits.
Okay.
I'd really like to come and share that information with you. She said you'd be interested. There's no obligation. You never know who you may be able to help or share this info with. Should take about 5-10 minutes of your time, and also leave a card behind with you so that way if something ever happens, you know how to get in touch with me for your sister on her behalf, okay? We'll be home in about maybe an hour and a half.
I'm going grocery shopping.
Perfect. So I'll call you as soon as I get to your house, and I'm sure you'll be there by then, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Awesome. So that's how you call a referral, right? Making the sales important. Who here likes renewals, right? Renewals is a big part of the business. Again, it's one of the reasons why I got in the insurance business is I wanted to continue to be paid on the stuff that I've done in the past, right? How do we have renewals? We got to keep that business on the books, right? What happens when we sell something or when you buy something? You ever buy something and say, oh man, I can't believe I bought that. I want to return it.
Buyer's remorse.
Right? Buyer's remorse. I do it way too often. I'm just too lazy to return stuff. So that's probably why I have so much crap, right? So we got to salt down the sale, right? We got to make sure that they understand what they just bought. A lot of times our clients are confused. They don't know if they bought an insurance policy or a pre-need plan, right? A lot of times they think they just bought a pre-need plan. They don't realize what legacy is. They don't realize the membership. So you have to ask some questions at the end. Do you realize what we just did today? Right? Don't tell them, ask them. Make them explain it. That's the only way you're gonna know if they know, is if they can explain it. Right? Then afterwards, what I like to do is I call it the promise. Listen, Miss Jones, do you understand what we did today? She tells me, yes, you got me on the Costco membership for funeral merchandise. I'm gonna save a lot of money. Most importantly, my daughter don't have to figure out how to bury mom on that day that I die. All right, well, I'm gonna make a promise to you. I promise you on that worst day, I'm gonna be there for your daughter. I'm gonna hold her hand and I'm gonna make things as easy as I can going through that process. However, I need you to make a promise for me. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
Be quiet, let it sink in. Let them say yes. I need you to promise to keep up your payment so I can keep my promise to you and your daughter. Is that fair? Right? Slow it down, get emotional, and make them answer the question. That's the promise. So we're gonna do a full presentation with Jen and Bianca, the number 1 and number 2 agent in the country.
All right. Okay. So, Miss Bianca, what was it that prompted you to fill out this partial application and mail it back?
To be honest with you, I don't even remember really doing it.
Okay, that's okay. I don't remember what I had for dinner last night, so I think we're pretty much even, right? Okay, no worries.
I mean, I have insurance. I don't know why I would have.
Perfect. Well, a lot of our clients have insurance. What this is actually going to protect what you currently have, Miss Bianca, and make sure that whatever you do have is left behind for your loved ones. And this is going to take care of all your other needs that you may have, okay? So I'm going to just ask a few discount questions, see what it is that you're even looking for, if this is even a right fit for you.
Yeah,
Okay?
sure.
Perfect. So I'm going to ask you some, just some small questions, yes, no answers. Are you looking for this for yourself? Anyone else need some coverage?
No, just me.
Just you. Okay, perfect. So what
I
I'm
have
going
some
to do.
children. I mean, maybe I can even add them on there.
You have some kids, yeah?
Yeah.
How many kids you have?
7 and 3, 2. No, I
You
have
have 2
7
kids. You have
kids.
2. Okay, I was gonna say-
2 kids.
Okay, all right, Miss Bianca, I was gonna say, dang girl, you sure busy. You look great for having 7 kids, by the way. Let me just share that with you, Miss B. All right, Miss Bianca. Perfect. So, are you married, husband?
No.
No. Okay, so we're just looking for yourself. Do you want any child riders? Do you have any grandkid riders, anything like that?
I mean, I could probably just add my 2 children on there. They don't have anything, so.
Okay, perfect. I can take care of that for you. So what I'm gonna do is get some information from you. Okay. So Miss Bianca. Miss Bianca, what's your date of birth, sweetie?
10/30/91.
Okay. 10/30/91. Oh my gosh. Kind of Halloween baby, huh, Miss
Yeah,
Bianca?
yeah. I was almost born on Halloween, but
Okay.
my mom said, nope, not gonna happen.
Okay. Do you guys do you get like double the fun? Mom does extra candy, extra gifts.
Probably back
No.
then, but not now.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Very
Now
good.
it's all about the kids.
Do you like Halloween?
Yeah,
Since
it's
you're
fun.
born on it?
It's fun. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I like dressing up. It's fun.
All right, Miss Bianca. All right. Need a pin. Oh. All right. So what I'm gonna do is just get some information, put it in here for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And you said you had coverage already.
Mhm.
What kind of coverage do you have?
It's like a small, I think, $5,000 policy that my grandmother had got me.
Oh, that was like in old days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barely
Yeah.
pays for. Now it'll probably barely pay for a funeral.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not
Most
how much
definitely.
a funeral costs anymore?
No, ma'am.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Unfortunately, no. And I'll go over all that information with you. Okay.
Okay.
So have you ever have you been hospitalized 2 more times in the past 10 years?
No.
Okay. And obviously you're not currently in a nursing
No.
home. Very good. Okay. Have you ever been diagnosed with cancer, had a stroke?
No.
No? Very good. All right, Miss Bianca. What about any tobacco or nicotine? Do you smoke, chew
No.
tobacco? Have you ever smoked, chewed tobacco in the last 10 years?
In the last 10 years, yeah. It's
Last
probably
10
been
years.
about 5 years since I've
Okay.
smoked.
So in the last 5 years, have you used any tobacco or nicotine? You smoke, chew tobacco? Very good. Awesome. Good job quitting.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was very hard. I think when I got pregnant for my daughter, my doctor told me I had to quit, so
Okay.
I kind of went back to it like here and there, but just I don't really like the way it makes me feel.
Okay. Perfect. And then how tall are you?
5'1.5", I believe, and then
5'1.5".
Yeah.
Miss B, I don't have no halves. I
Yeah.
gave you some holes. You want
okay,
to
you can do
5'1",
5'2", yeah, 5'2".
Okay.
And then I think I'm like 105.
105. Gosh. I might be like maybe 105 on my foot, Miss B. That's amazing, Miss Bianca.
Yeah.
Nice, girl. How you keep your body so good?
It's genetics.
Yes, ma'am. All right, maybe you teach me some of them genetics.
Yeah, these kids got me running around in circles, so
All 7,
keeps me in
right?
shape.
Just kidding, Miss Bianca.
Keeps me in shape.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. And are you currently on any medications prescribed by the doctor?
No.
No? None? Ever? Have you been on anything?
I used to be on bupropion
Bupropion. Okay.
Yeah.
So how long ago was that?
probably about a year ago.
A year ago. Very good. I'm going to need that.
Yeah.
Anything else prescribed by the doctor
No.
that you were on and taken off in the last 5 to 10 years? Very good. Bupropion. That's it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Amazing, sister.
That actually helped me quit smoking.
Did it? Nice. I smoked a long time ago too, Miss Bianca. What I did was I actually went fast for like 3 days at a friend's house in Houston, and I all I did was drink water and stayed in prayer.
Yeah.
I had no desire to smoke cigarettes whatsoever after that.
No, yeah, I did the same thing. Just like really prayed about it, and like the desire
Yeah.
was like removed.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a good feeling. Now
Yeah.
you go and smoke in houses and they smoke. You're like, oh my god, I just washed my hair. Now you gotta go wash your hair again. So I'm glad you quit smoking and
Yeah.
not in your house.
No, no.
Bet you feel better, huh?
Yeah, never smoked in my house.
And you avoided getting COPD.
Yeah,
That's huge.
yeah, a lot of health
All right.
issues.
Well, good. Well, congratulations. It looks like you may qualify for one of our really great plans.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Are you familiar with how much like caskets, headstones, vaults, funerals, stuff like that go for these days?
No, I mean,
No.
my daughter's dad passed away a couple years ago, and I guess it actually was. He didn't have insurance, and
Okay.
actually was very expensive. You know, almost. I think we would have had him buried. It was going to cost almost $15,000.
Your daughter's daddy passed away? I'm so sorry. My condolences.
Yeah.
What happened?
Drug overdose.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's got to be hard. Was she still small when he passed, or
She was only 3.
And you had to prepare all that stuff, Miss Bianca?
Yeah, I mean, I helped
Oh my
his
gosh.
family. It wasn't all on me, but like actually, I remember like talking to his mom, before he passed, like about getting like life insurance for him or whatever,
Yeah.
and just never really got done.
Yeah.
So then he passed away, and
Wow.
there was nothing. So instead of having him buried, which they didn't really have the money for, they decided to have him cremated.
Cremated.
Yeah, and it honestly seemed like the logical thing at that time, but now I wish we would have done something different because.
For closure.
Yeah,
Right.
doesn't feel like he's
Yeah.
even passed away,
Yeah. I mean, and it can be a good thing too, Miss Bianca, because it's like my mom passed away, 8 years ago. And when she passed, like she was in the hospital so much and just so, complacent that it feels almost like she's still in the hospital
Yeah,
since she's been gone. So, I mean,
I
it
understand.
can be a good thing.
My condolences for you too.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from her passing.
Oh yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
too.
So usually
that's
those
probably
funerals,
why I filled that out. Honestly, because I guess 5,000 really isn't enough.
No, ma'am.
To cover
Right.
everything. So that's probably why I filled that
Yeah.
out. I don't want my family to have to go through anything like that.
Okay. Who's gonna be the person in charge of your final wishes someday?
Probably my mom.
Your mom?
Julie.
Okay. Miss Julie? Okay, I'm gonna put Julie's name here.
Yeah.
So usually those, of course, the funerals can be expensive. So funerals can go anywhere between like 10, 15, 20,000. My mom, when she passed 8 years ago, it cost me over $20,000 out of pocket. Thought she had some coverage. She didn't. I got $750 back from the insurance company. I actually hated insurance for a really long time, Miss Bianca. I learned a lot that day that, set me for a good path for what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you and talk to you and to tell you about some features and benefits to be able to prepare you for that day and your mom.
Yeah. I think I want to definitely be buried.
Be buried, okay.
Just to make sure that that's.
Very good. 'Cause
And then I want to make sure, I do have enough because I don't know. It seems like maybe prices have changed.
they do, Miss Bianca, and that was my next question. Do you
Yeah.
prefer to be buried or cremated?
Yeah, definitely buried.
Buried? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get you buried. How would you feel if I told you I can get you buried for around about $500 to $6,500, no more than $7,500?
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I'm going to tell you why. So let me tell you about the features about your policy, what it does for you.
Okay.
So your policy is going to be an immediate benefit plan. What that means is you don't have to wait 2 years to be covered, Miss Bianca. It starts today, the
Oh,
day you
wow.
pay your first premium, okay?
Okay. Awesome.
What it also does is you can get anywhere between 5 to 30,000 natural death, and it doubles for accidental, okay?
Okay.
And then you also have where your premiums are locked in. So they'll never go up, never go down. Doesn't matter if you get old, doesn't matter if your health changes. Once you have it, Miss Bianca, you're locked in, okay? How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Sounds good? Wonderful. All right, it does build cash value, has a loan value, so it is worth something. If you ever need to borrow off it, cash it in, do something with anything, it's your policy, do what you want with it, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Another really good thing, too, a lot of people are concerned about is that medical exam. So there's no medical exam, no one's gonna come pry, poke you, none of that kind of nonsense. I'm just gonna ask you a few yes, no, simple health questions, and that's it.
Okay.
And I'll be able to decide, determine whether we can get you approved today, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Also, we do a 24-hour payout. So what that means is if you pass away, and Miss Julie calls me, tells me, hey, such and such passed away, what do I do? No worries, Miss Julie. What we do is we will cut that check to your loved ones within 24 hours, even if the funeral home says, hey, yes, we have them here, or there's an obituary. How's that sound?
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
Sounds good? Yeah, because that other policy you might have a little time waiting for it.
Right.
It's been such a long time, they're probably going to need to dig it, a lot of information.
Yeah.
So we pay out within 24 hours, okay?
Yeah, I remember going to the funeral home and they were like, they wanted the money.
They wanted their money.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. With my mom, we were like, well, oh my God, so all the money I had saved up, I had to dish out for $20,000.
Yeah.
So that was really brutal. Okay. So with your burial, what does that look like to you, Miss Bianca? Like, do you want an open casket? Do you want an open casket with a service? Do you want a closed casket? Get it done, get me buried.
To be honest with you, I've never really thought that far.
Okay.
I mean, I'm only 30, so
Right.
I'm not really thinking about dying,
Right.
but I mean, probably an open casket.
Okay.
I think my kids would want that.
Yeah. I mean, death is inevitable. Like, it's going to happen one day.
Yeah.
You experienced that with your little girl's daddy. You saw how that was, how the funeral went. Do you want to leave money behind? Do you want to just have enough to get buried? How do you want that?
Definitely have enough money left behind. You mentioned 30,000. That would probably
Yeah.
be a good
You're super
amount.
young too, Ms.
Yeah.
Bianca, so obviously your price is going to be really, really great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is share with you about Legacy, okay? Because Legacy is our sister company, and this is where you have access to all your high-quality funeral merchandise, locked in at 80% off. This is huge, okay? I have this, my kids have this, our stuff's all planned out. Something happens to me, All my kids do is make one phone call and boom, they're taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So what we do is we actually provide you with all of your high quality funeral merchandise, the caskets. Are you familiar with how much caskets go for these days?
I think the ones we looked at the funeral home then was like 8,000, something like that.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
And as the years go by, so does the price of the caskets because the funeral homes don't own their own funeral merchandise.
Right. Yeah.
They actually outsource.
Okay, yeah.
We own this company. This is our funeral merchandise company. We purchased them back in 2014. So you're gonna have access to all of your 18 gauge steel high quality caskets with the seal, all locked in at $2,000. There's over 250 of them to choose from. Pink ones, purple ones, blue ones, some that have praying hands, the Bible, some that say mother, father, going home, whatever you want. If you want a John Deere tractor on it, girlfriend, get it.
Yeah.
Okay? It's there. So you have your option to pick whatever casket you like.
Okay.
Okay? You also have your headstones locked in at $850, and they go from $850 on up. These same headstones can be turned into companion headstones as well. If you ever decide to get married, you can change it into a double headstone.
Okay.
Your vaults are fiberglass, 100-year warranty vaults with the seal, and they're waterproof.
Okay.
Unlike the ones that are in the ground that are porous and they actually consume water because
Okay.
they're concrete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You can get your casket headstone vault for only $3,600. How's that? How's
Yeah,
that sound?
that sounds great.
That's barely enough to pay for a casket these days alone.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
That sounds awesome.
If someone decides to be cremated or you change your mind later on down the future, all of our urns are locked in at $99. These are all handcrafted brass urns. Okay. Now, what happens then is you also get to pre-plan, pick, and put all this stuff in place ahead of time, and not pay for anything until you pass.
Okay.
And I'm going to help you with that. Okay.
Okay.
Because with your policy comes me. Okay?
Awesome, yeah.
All right. The only way you won't have me is if I pass before you. Okay, Miss Bianca?
Yeah,
And I
please
don't want to
don't
go
do that.
nowhere. No,
Yeah,
I don't want to
no.
go nowhere. So I have gone into funeral homes with my clients. I've gotten a $9,100 funeral down to $6,100. I've gotten the $7,500 down to $4,000 with a free plot.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to get rid of me, but that's okay. So you get your casket, headstone, vault all locked in for life. Okay. You have the WISH team, Miss Bianca. And what the WISH team does is it's an acronym for where individuals seek help. What they do for you is they do all the price shopping, negotiating, haggling. They make all the hard part so much more easier. So all your family has to do is just give a call and make a decision.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
How's that sound to you?
No, that sounds amazing. I
Yeah?
think that would be really beneficial, especially for my mom.
Yeah. Don't you wish you would have had something like that when your little
Yeah.
girl's daddy passed?
No.
Yeah, definitely me too.
And you're making this a very easy and comfortable situation. I believe
Yes,
I
ma'am.
looked into insurance a while back, and the person was just didn't ask me any questions. They were just trying to sell me a policy,
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
just didn't feel good about it. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's the whole purpose. The whole purpose of this is to make sure that you have something that fits your needs
yeah,
and that works for you.
yeah,
Okay. Another thing you guys will also see here, you'll notice that the caskets are going for like $5,000 on up, and they keep on rising as inflation goes up. 'Cause, I mean, the world's crazy right now. I mean, gas prices are extremely high off.
right.
Obviously,
Yeah, you're right.
you see where our caskets are all locked in at $2,000. You'll see here where the vaults are crazy prices, and they keep going up as well. Ours are all $750 no matter what. Okay.
Okay.
You'll see here where your funeral prices are $10,000 or higher. We've gotten them down $4,000 on up to $6,500. Okay.
Yeah.
Locked in. All right. Now we also have a promotion going on right here. So if you get your policy today, you'll be able to get your 24/7 on-call doctor. And that's where you can call them up, FaceTime them, tell them your symptoms, diagnose you, send your prescription to a pharmacy. Just go pick it up, okay? You have diabetic supplies at a discount, compression socks, sleeves, prickers, diabetic shoes. And then you also have a free hearing test once a year and discounted hearing aids.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, a lot of benefits.
It's amazing. We had an agent actually fall and hurt his back at like 2 o'clock in the morning. He's like, man, I'm gonna just give us a try. He ended up calling them up 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday night.
Wow.
And they just sent him something for his back, for back spasms. To the
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to the pharmacy. They just
Yeah.
won't pick it up.
I mean, can I just I use this, or can
No, so this is actually
anybody-
really good. So I'm gonna share that with you here too. Because you have this, what's gonna happen is this is gonna cover you plus 4 people at no additional charge. So let's say you have yourself, your son, your daughter, and maybe your mom, and you can add one more other person.
Okay.
Now, what they do is they all get these same products, discounts, and services that you get, but there's no money for them unless they get a policy.
Okay. Okay.
They get the products, which that means is that we will treat their do they have policies already?
No, I was asking because my mom doesn't have insurance. She just
Okay.
lost her insurance recently. So
Oh, good. Okay.
if something happens to her,
Yeah.
see if I could use this for her.
Absolutely, and we can look into something for mom too as well if you'd like.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sure, yeah.
So mom will get all these products, discounts, and services. So everybody get to pre-plan their stuff. So usually Sundays after church, I'll like to come out and see you if that works for you and set all this stuff up with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So there's a little short video that I like to show you, Miss Bianca. It's going to tell you a little bit more in detail. If you're anything like me, I'm a visual person.
Yeah.
So I like to see stuff.
I mean, I'm kind of just, can you just give me the price?
Absolutely. So the prices will come up after I give you this short video, okay?
Okay, I'll watch the video.
So yeah, I always watch the video.
Yeah.
I don't. The only thing I do is if it was cremation, I'd stop at the caskets. Okay. So
I guess that was a really good video to watch.
yeah. So do you see the value and
Emotional.
everything that we do for you guys, Miss Bianca?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't it pretty cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just absolutely. I mean, like I said, I have this stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what we have for you, okay, and what you qualified for. So I know you said you wanted to get the 30,000. Okay. Wow, these prices are super amazing. Okay, so I have 30,000 natural. And natural death is like old age, heart attack, stroke, cancer, COVID, and then double accidental, which would be 60,000. Accidental is like car wreck, stray bullet, fall, hit your head, pass away from that, accidental drowning, we'll pay double, okay?
Yeah.
And then it's locked in at $46.87.
Yeah. Maybe like some other options too. Just so I
Sure.
can kind
Oh,
of
yes,
see.
ma'am. So I'm going to give you a couple different options. So a girl's got to have options, right?
Yeah.
Just like shoes. You got to
Yeah.
have different shoes to choose from. Yes, ma'am. I
Yeah.
got you. That's $46.87. This
Okay.
is also carrying a $4 membership for legacy, okay? Including your premium. The thing about that is if you should pass away and those 4 people are still living, what happens is if they keep on picking up that $4 a month, this keeps going on with them forever.
Oh, wow.
They don't lose it because you pass.
Okay, wow, that's
Okay?
awesome, yeah.
Yes. So this is a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so that one, like I said, was $46.87. I have a 25,000 natural, 50 accidental, does the same thing. That one's only going to be $40.23. Okay, and then I have a 20,000 natural, 40 accidental for only $33.60. Now, of these 3 plans, which one did you feel most comfortable with?
I don't know. I kind of want to talk to my mom about it, just being like that she doesn't have anything and I do already have this other policy, so maybe
Sure.
just, I don't know if I can maybe get your number and I can, give you a call just
Absolutely.
whenever we decide what.
So what I'm going to do is collect a little more information from you, Miss Bianca, just to make sure I can even get you qualified. Like I said, I'm going to go through this to make sure I can.
I don't qualify yet?
Well, we'll find out until the end.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So
Okay.
while you look at those and take a decision, I'm going to collect a little more information,
Okay.
and you tell me which one fits your needs. Okay?
Okay.
And this is a good mailing address for your policy to be sent to. 1482 West Congress. Perfect. And zip code 70578. Okay. And is this a good number for you, Miss Bianca?
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
number.
What's your number right there? Is that 337?
Yeah, 254-2085.
Okay. And I understand you want to talk to your mom, which is great. So what I'd like to do is get your stuff all taken care of. Put it in effect now because you're covered today,
Right.
right? You're going to get your benefits, and then we're going to go ahead and help mom afterwards. Get some numbers for her, okay? How's that
Okay.
sound?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just see.
Okay. No problem. All right.
I mean, like I said, I don't know if I want to do anything today. but
Absolutely.
Just
No problem, Miss Bianca. What's your mom's maiden name?
Menard.
Okay. Perfect. And then what's your social, Miss Bianca?
I don't normally like to give my social.
I don't either, but you know what? I can't do anything with yours. What's your social, Miss Bianca?
I don't know. Just maybe I'll give you the last 4.
Hey, that works. How about if I give you mine, will you give me yours?
I don't know. I guess.
Okay, good. What's your social, Miss
I mean,
Bianca?
I see you have a badge and
Yes, ma'am.
you got
I'm
a
real.
shirt on and everything.
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
So my information's not going anywhere, huh?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, it's 576-849565.
Okay. This just makes it easier for if you should pass away, they get their money sooner.
Yeah. that
If
makes
there's no
sense.
numbers here, then this can be hard to identify who you are.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And it's totally protected, I promise.
Okay.
I don't want no one stealing my information either.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I have your social. Awesome. And then your mom's maiden name? You said Menard, right?
Menard, yeah.
Yes, ma'am, I got that. Okay. And then who was your primary beneficiary? Miss Julie, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so after Miss
Julie
Julie,
Menard.
Julie Menard? Okay, having Miss Julie here. And then what's Miss Julie's phone number?
337-256-7857.
Okay. Now you have a secondary beneficiary, okay? And the reason I put this is because I don't want to leave it to the estate, because if I leave it to the estate, you're just going to be stuck in a mortuary waiting to get buried.
Yeah.
God only knows how long it's going to take for everything to get divided.
Sure.
So who would be the secondary person in case, God forbid, you and your mom should pass at the same
I
time?
mean, can I put my kids?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
If they're too young or.
Nope.
Okay.
It's not often that the secondary kicks in.
Yeah.
Something happens, they'll have a guardian, obviously. So what are your kids' names?
Okay. It's Jaden Caparuso and Ava Menard.
Okay.
They obviously don't have phones yet, but.
No, that's okay. Ava Menard, okay. And then What about some child riders, Miss Bianca? Would you be interested in getting some child riders on them kids?
Yeah, well, let's just maybe just hold off. I'll do
Yeah,
mine and then
perfect.
maybe add them later.
Okay, because it is only like $2 per 5,000,
Yeah.
and they can get up to whatever you decide to choose. Okay.
Okay, you could just you could add them.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't have anything, so it'd probably be a good
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, that's good because then they'll ride till they're 25.
Yeah.
When they're 25, if they want to go ahead and get their own stuff, they can then. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So of those three, which one did you feel most comfortable with? So I can determine what the child riders would be.
Probably the cheapest one.
Okay. And that would have been the 20,000.
Yeah.
That's a really good policy, Miss Bianca. That's going to also leave a lot of money behind for your kids. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Wonderful. So I'm gonna put the child riders.
But I don't think I can pay today.
That's okay. I'm just gonna get the information from you, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you also get to put 4 people under you at no additional charge. Who are those 4 people you'd like to put under you?
Probably my mom.
Okay, Miss
My
Julie.
2 kids.
Okay, I got Miss Julie, and I got
And then my aunt, Felicia Frederick.
okay, and then I got Ava Menard, and I got okay, and I got Jaden, and then I got your aunt, Miss Felicia.
Felicia, yeah.
All right, very good, perfect. Now I do have a discount that I could give you, which means you'll get $100 off either your casket, headstone, vault.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Everybody likes something free, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you give me 4 people's names that you think would be a blessing to be known this information.
Yeah.
Who can I share this information with, and also share with the fact that you have some coverage too,
Okay.
in case they're interested. So if you can give me their first name, last name,
You're
their
not gonna
phone number.
call them and
No, I'm gonna
Okay.
make you call them first.
because they'll
No.
probably get mad at me that I gave their information out.
Yeah, no worries,
Yeah.
Miss Bianca. What I'm gonna do is I'll give you a little time, about 48 hours, to contact them, let them know that you shared the information. I also want to share with them that you got coverage, who I am, and how to get in touch with me. Okay.
Probably my mom and my
Perfect.
aunt would be the 2.
Okay. I'm gonna give you your $100 credit. And here's another really cool thing that I do. I really love giving away money. I like blessing you guys, and it allows me to give you a chance to maybe go eat dinner or maybe put some gas in your car.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a $25 Visa gift card, 1 per household. And all right, so you can use the card anywhere, just not
Okay.
the gas pump. You actually have to get out and go in the store.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
All right, wonderful. And put them in their
I
notes.
could even pay for my policy, huh?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's gonna tell you you're getting a refund.
Yeah. Cool.
You keep giving me some referrals. I got a lady that makes about $100 a month off me.
Oh, really?
Just off referrals, yes, ma'am. Oh yeah, she's like, hey, Miss Jill, I got another lady for you.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
All right, very good. So I have everything in place right here. So I'm gonna ask you a few health questions, just yes, no answers, okay?
Okay.
Obviously, you're not currently hospitalized in a nursing home.
No.
You're not able to care for yourself, terminally ill. Okay. Have you ever tested positive for HIV or AIDS?
No.
Okay.
Oh God, no.
In the past 6 months, have you ever experienced any unexplained weight loss or weight
No.
gain?
No.
All right. In the past 5 years, have you used any form of tobacco or nicotine products?
No.
In the past 5 years, have you been hospitalized 2 or more times?
No.
All right. In the past 5 years, have you been treated for, received medication, or told that you had uncontrolled diabetes, uncontrolled high blood pressure,
No.
stroke, paralysis, cancer,
No.
heart organ, lung disease,
No.
COPD, emphysema, mental disorder, retardation?
No.
Okay.
Clean health.
All right. And no impairment, disorder, disease, transplant, chronic illness?
No.
Very good. In the past 5 years, have you ever used illegal drugs?
No.
Been treated for drug and alcohol abuse?
No.
Been advised by a physician to reduce alcohol consumption?
No.
All right.
No.
You're not gangster, Miss Bianca?
no,
okay,
no,
baby.
no.
All right. Have you ever been arrested or incarcerated for any
I could
reason?
even do that. No.
Okay, very good. All right, Miss Bianca. And who's your who's your primary doctor?
Dr. Krakauer.
Dr. Krakauer. Okay, and he's located here in Lafayette?
Uh-huh.
Very good. All right. So I got you set up for your 20,000.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm gonna do for you right now is I'm gonna have you go grab your checkbook, and you're gonna write a check out to Senior Life for the $22.55. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, I told you I don't think I'm going to be able to pay today. I don't even have that in my account.
Sure, no problem. So how about we just set this up for you? Push it out for about 2 days. That'll give you some time to get some money in there.
Yeah.
That works for you?
I mean, yeah, I could probably
Perfect.
come up
Okay.
with it. Yeah.
Good. And who is it you bank with?
Iberia.
Iberia? All right, Iberia Bank. I like those small banks. And I have the routing number is blah, 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 652. All right. And then you have your checkbook?
I don't use checks.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and provide me your your account number, Ms. Bianca.
I don't know where I can get that. I don't have that information.
You don't have your account number? Do you bank on your phone?
Yeah. I have
Okay.
online banking.
Okay, good. So go ahead and open up your phone. You know how to
Okay.
access it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, see, I'm
I
pretty
didn't
good
even
at
know that was on there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep. So you go in there and you go to the bottom and ask for show more features, and it'll allow you to
Okay.
check out your account
Oh,
number.
there it is.
Perfect. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, like if I'm like unsure like about this, I can change my mind, huh?
Why would you want to change your mind, Miss Bianca? What makes you unsure?
I don't know. I'm just scared to make the wrong decision, you know?
Okay. Do you think this would be super helpful and beneficial for your loved ones, your mom, your kids?
Yeah,
Right. And you got through just saying that 5,000 obviously isn't enough.
true. I did
Right.
say that, yeah.
Yeah. So that's not enough money. It's definitely not going to take care of what you want it to take care of.
Yeah,
And the beautiful thing about it is you're covered today.
yeah.
You're going to have extra money to leave behind for your kids. Okay?
Yeah, guess you can't go wrong with that.
No. And then you're going to also take care of mom. Mom's going to get these benefits too. And then we're going to get her something in place as well.
And they'll send me everything so I can kind of
Yes,
go
ma'am.
over it and
And I'm going to go over
everything,
all that with you here in a moment.
yeah. Okay, yeah, all right.
All
So,
right.
my routing number is 065-400-137.
Okay. And your account number?
167-456791.
Is that checking or savings, Miss Bianca?
Checking.
Okay. All right. So we're going to set this up to come out today, which is March 21st. Okay. And when would you like your future withdrawal dates be?
Oh yeah, I can't pay it today.
Okay. So that's all right.
I can't
So
pay it, yeah.
we're going to push it for 2 days, the 23rd.
Yeah, I can probably come up with the money.
Perfect. Okay. And then let me ask you something. Is there a certain day that you get paid? Is that what's kind of got you restrained a little bit?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like kind of fixed.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. So do you get paid like on the 1st or the 3rd?
the 3rd.
Okay, perfect. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and set up all your future withdrawal dates for the 3rd of the month.
Yeah, that's
All right?
fine.
Cool. Very good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have you sign this. Okay. All right. And if you don't mind, would you give me your phone? Because I'm going to put my face and my information in your
Sure.
phone.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Very good.
Okay.
There you go, Miss Bianca's.
That's cool.
Yeah, Jen Cormier, your insurance lady.
Awesome,
Okay?
yeah.
So you have direct access to me at all times, Miss Bianca, which means that if you call me, it goes straight to my cell phone.
Okay.
You don't have to press 5, 6, 7, none of that kind of stuff. You won't
Okay.
be put on hold. If I don't answer, it's because I'm doing just what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting
Okay.
with a client. Just leave me a text message. Hey, Jen, it's Bianca. Give me a call.
Okay.
And I will.
Okay.
If you ever need to have any questions, ask any information, anything you need from me, just let me know, okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Awesome.
So I'm going to set this all up. Do you mind if I take a picture with you? You want to take a picture of me?
Yeah, yeah,
All
sure.
right, girl.
You gonna post this on Facebook?
No, girl. Don't worry, I got a filter for you. Okay. All right, Miss B. Okay. So I'm gonna save your information in my phone. So what's gonna happen is in about 7 to 10 business days from your first payment, you're gonna be getting a policy in the mail. Okay.
Okay.
What I want you to do, Miss Bianca, is please, please, please call me. Let me know you have that. Sometimes snail mail takes too long, and then I don't know if you have your policy. So you give me
Okay.
a call. Okay.
Yeah.
When your approval goes through, and I see that your first payment came out, I will call you and let you know, hey, Miss B, you've been approved. You're good to go. Everything's well. Okay? All right? So I want to promise you that I'm going to take care of you and your family, okay, on your worst day of their life.
Appreciate that.
Okay? And I want you to promise something to me.
What's that?
Would you promise to make sure that you pay that monthly premium every month? And if you come into any kind of problem, you call me first. Okay?
I can
So
do that.
perfect.
I can do
Pinky
that.
swear? That a girl. That's my girl. Okay. So I'm also going to leave you this planner book. Okay, here's a planner book. I put everything that we just did today. Here's my information, so you can plan some things you want, you don't want. Who's blacklisted from your funeral, who can't come, all
Yeah.
that good stuff, okay?
Okay.
Your songs, whatever you want. Okay? There's a magnet for your refrigerator.
Okay.
It's got my face, my information on it. Put that in your fridge. Somebody tries to come by and talk some blah, blah, blah to you. Just, I got an
Oh
insurance
yeah, I'm
lady.
gonna kick him out of my house.
Okay, my baby. Okay,
yeah.
good. Awesome. All right, Miss Bianca. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns?
No.
Very good.
I guess I give my mom your information that way
Yeah.
if something happens.
Well, I'm going to go
call
over the
you.
information with you right now. You want to call her up? Is she nearby?
Yeah, I guess she would be home.
Perfect. Give her a call. Let's see if we can go visit her.
Okay.
All
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Or I can even do this on right here with you right now, and
Yeah.
we'll just get her on the phone. I'll do a recording, no problem. What's Julie
Hey,
on?
hey, mom. I have this Jennifer. She works with Senior Life. Yeah. I told her that you didn't have any insurance, so she wanted to see if she could come by and share the information with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here, give your address.
Okay. Hey, Miss Julie. How you doing? Yeah, I just got through insuring your daughter, Miss Bianca, and I'm gonna come share the information with you. What's your address? Perfect. Thank you. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, so you're gonna be taken care of now. About 2 weeks after you get your policy in the mail, Miss Bianca, you're gonna get your legacy brochure. It's gonna look something like this, but half the size.
Okay.
Okay. It's got a little blue card in there. When that little blue card arrives, it's gonna have just your name on it. please call me, let me know you have that, and I'm gonna schedule some time to see you on a Sunday after church.
Okay.
We're gonna set everything up. If you mind, don't remove that card until I see you so it doesn't get lost.
Okay.
That card is also a discount prescription card. You can use it on top of any other prescription discounts you get. And it also has a $30 eye exam
Okay.
and $30 eyeglasses on there as well.
Okay.
And it does also discount on pet prescriptions if anyone needs that, okay?
Okay.
All right? Well,
Thank you.
good. Well, it's been a pleasure taking care of you, Miss Bianca.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
I look
it.
forward to serving you, and I'm going to go talk to your family, and I'll
Yeah.
go see your mom.
Okay. Yeah, let me know how it
All right.
goes.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Amazing job. So you guys noticed when Bianca was unsure, right? In the end, she was like not sure about paying. And what a lot of agents would do at that point would be like, oh, don't worry. When you get it, you don't have to pay for it. You have the free look period, right? But what did Jen do? Jen like dug in. She's like, what is it you're not sure about? You don't think this will be good? Like she, instead of like backing up and not dealing with the objection, she dealt with the objection head on, right? And because of that, that policy would have stayed on the books. As opposed to not dealing with the objection right there. Oh, don't worry, you got a free look period, you can cancel it, right? It would have got canceled, right?
I'm going to use that word. Oh.
Yeah, so she dealt with it dead on. And we have to think like we're all humans, right? And what happens is when we become insurance agents and we're in houses, we forget we're all humans. Like we forget how to communicate, right? We all know how to communicate with our families and with our friends, but we have to know how to communicate naturally as insurance agents. You know, when they're backing out, like, I'm not sure, are you gonna take money from my account? Like, do I have to pay for this for the rest of my life?
Absolutely.
Right? But like, you wanna dig in, like, you know, what are you
What's the
concerned
problem?
about? You know, what's the problem? What's the issue? Like, do you not feel like this is good for you? You told me that you didn't have enough for insurance. You told me that the prices was going up. You're gonna really dig in and like find out what's going on and like make them understand and let them know that you're a human being that cares about their feelings and what's going on, as opposed to, oh, don't worry about it, it's gonna be okay. You know, just cancel if you don't want it, right? You know, and that's the difference. You know, and that's what happens. It's very natural to Jen now. It was natural to her from day one, but like the difference in, you know, Dana, she's not here. Dana's extremely talented, but now when I hear it's all natural. When I used to hear Dana, it was just like, dude, Dana, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? She was a robot, right? She was very uncomfortable. So that's the difference. So great job.